Hey Story Seekers, what's up? My name is Michaela Woods, and welcome to the last Top 5 Wednesday of the month of June. And I'm super excited for this one because it might make me cry. Always a reason to get excited, right? So let's dive right into it. This is the Top 5 Wednesday for Last Sentences. Let's get started. So to start us off, the first sentence that I picked would be from Monster War by Dean Lorey, which is the last book in the Nightmare Academy series. And let me read you what it says. And then Charlie Benjamin, the youngest director the Nightmare Division has ever known, drew the sword of sacrifice and, raising it high, stepped through the monster portal and was gone. I just love how this book neatly wrapped up everything and it was just so nice of an ending, and I loved how Charlie got what he deserved, and everything was, I love the ending overall of the series, and I think that last sentence just wrapped it up really nicely, and I loved it. Alright, this last sentence of this book I have memorized, and I think every Percy Jackson fan does, and that would be from The Last Olympian from the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. And I'll read it, but I think you all know what it is if you're a Percy Jackson fan. For once, I didn't look back. And reading this book, and I read this before I knew about the Heroes of Olympus series, and just reading this book, it was so painful, because, people were dying, and it was so sad. And just knowing that, at the time, knowing that I wouldn't see these characters again, that I've grown to love so much, and I knew that I would miss them for forever, and I will definitely miss them after The Blood of Olympus that comes out this November. And it's just, for once, I didn't look back. He didn't look back at Camp Half-Blood. He was entirely happy with where his life was, and he was in love with Annabeth, and I just loved everything, okay? This is gonna make me cry. I knew it! So the last sentence that I picked was from the book Never Fade by Alexander Bracken, and I love the last sentence of this, which of course you kind of have to read the book to know what it means, but basically the last sentence of this was, "You mean this research?" which was spoken by Ruby, the main character. And basically what happens at the end of this book is something, I won't tell you where because I don't really want to spoil anything, was blown up, and the bad character thought that he had blown up with it all these important files, and I won't tell you anything about them because I don't want to spoil it again. But it's just the sass in that one sentence, "You mean this research?" Like, oh yeah, suck it, bad person, because I have your research right here. You thought this was over? I don't think so. Right here. So yeah, I just love that last sentence, and I can't wait for the last one, and I don't want the series to end because it's so good, and I'm so happy that Christine over at Pull & Bananas Books introduced it to us, and yeah, I loved it so much. Okay, the last sentence that I picked was from the book Execution, which is book 5 in the Escape from Furnace series, and I absolutely adore this series. You guys have to read it at some point in your lives. It is so good. And the last sentence is, "And I am free." And I just want to read kind of the last section, because reading this last section of the book, I was bawling. But I was bawling before because it was sad, and then at the end it's kind of like wrapping up and it's kind of getting a little happier, but I was still crying because, this book just got you so many feels. And I'm just going to read the last kind of section of it. "So I guess this is where I leave you, and it's a good place. Z found a soccer ball in one of the lockers down in the barracks, and he's organized a match later this afternoon. I don't know who's playing, a bunch of soldiers, I think, and General Hamilton said he'd get involved if he could sneak out of the command center. Z wants me at left back, and I know I'd be pretty crap. Too big, too lopsided, only one arm, but I don't care. I just want to get out of there and mess around with my mates. I have a feeling it would be the last damn kick around I've ever had. I've lost a lot. We all have. But I've still got so much to be grateful for. I've got Z and Lucy, I've got my life, and I've got my future. I've got a heart and soul and a smile too. And I want to use them all to say something important, to say thank you. Because without you all, I don't think I'd have been able to tell my story, let alone live it. And I've got something else too. I've got my name. It's what kept me human. It's what kept me alive. Just don't forget your name, Monty told me so long ago. And I didn't. I never lost that. Even now, on the bad days, it stops me from falling back into the abyss. So, from up here in the mountains, I say goodbye. My name is Alex Sawyer, and I am free." Just the feels, man. After reading, it was so sad, and I loved Alex. He was one of the best main characters I've ever had because he went through so much growth in his character. I loved it. So the last book that I picked the last sentence from was from The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. And it's just kind of a nice little ending to this as well. The last sentence is the Argo II sailed into the night. And this is so different from all the other last sentences. It's kind of like leaves us in the calm before the storm sort of feeling. You know, we're going to dive right into the Blood of Olympus when it comes out in November. And I'm just so scared for what's going to happen in that book. And you know it's going to be big. And before, in all these other books, you know, Percy Jackson was missing, they figured out he had no memory, and then the Argo II was going to come in, and it just cut off right there, and then Percy and Annabeth were dropped into Tartarus. And now we're set at this nice little stage where, you know, after all of these, like, horrible, like, bam endings, we get this nice little, like, calm thing. And I have a feeling that that was done intentionally because Rick Riordan was basically saying, hold on to your hats because the Blood of Olympus is going to be a big one, and I think we all know it. So those are my top 5 last sentences, and I hope you all enjoyed what I picked to share with you. So as always, have a great day, read a great book, and I'll see you all later. Bye! So if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Doodly, and Game Center, all at Kaylin318. You can also follow me at Goodreads, Tumblr, and Google Plus at Seeker for Stories. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys with my next video. Bye!